No mai, haere mai, ki Rotorua. I couldn't be happier to welcome you to Rotorua, New Zealand. It is bloody good to be home. Now, it is Crankworx week and there is a ton going on. I'm going to be racing the downhill, Cathro inspired. We'll take you along for that ride. The best in the world slopestylers are here. We're going to go into the forest and talk to some local Rotorua daily drivers as well. But over the next day or two, we're going to go do some pro DH bike checks, see who's around and see what tips and tricks I can steal from their setups. Let's go have a look. We're joined by Brook Macdonald in your large Mondraker Samanara. How you going, mate? Talk us through how the bike's been the last couple of days.
Yeah, bike's been good. Obviously, a little bit of a different setup from the last World Cup and snowshoe to here. Obviously, going down a little bit in PSI.
Yeah.
Taking some high speed and low speed off. Obviously, track's a lot different here to snowshoe, and I mean, I've had 5-6 weeks off the bike, so you know I need to start soft and build my way back up and get up to speed again. So I'm running, I think, about 90 PSI in the forks with 7 spacers. I could probably take out one spacer and maybe go up in PSI because it definitely feels a little bit harsh here. And then I have about 290 in the rear.
That's wicked. I did note 7 tokens in the fork. I think that's the max you can put in there, right?
Yeah. I'm a big guy.
You're a big
aggressive on the bike.
You're a big horse. That's bloody awesome.
There's no custom stuff on it except for the top and bottom link, which has definitely helped us out a lot with making the bike more progressive. Yeah, other than that, I mean, obviously a custom paint job from World Champs.
Yeah.
A 3D custom painted. Oh yeah, we got a bit of a custom head cap. A couple of titanium bolts.
Oh, look at you go.
I mean, yeah.
And you got the Bulldog stickers on the E13 hubs.
Stickers.
That's pretty sweet.
We got the RRP, the Pro Guard here.
Yeah. How wide are those? Well, they look kind of
780s.
Yeah, 780. Yeah.
I used to run 775s, and then this year decided to go 780s just to try it out. And obviously it gives you that a little bit wider stance on the bike, and I feel like it, holds you up a little bit more than what I was running before.
The rear chip there.
Yep.
Because that's the chainstay adjuster.
Yep.
You got 3 settings.
3 settings.
What's in the middle, and why is it in the middle?
I did have it in the long, which is 450 at Snowshoe. I did try it, but didn't really work out for me, so I went back to the middle. Obviously the middle works good for me because I like to be able to feel just that sort of shortness in the bike of being able to go around turns.
One last number chat for you, because they love it. Tire pressure chat.
Tire pressure.
What are we talking?
Oh, I can't give away my tire pressure.
Yeah, I'm able to keep that secret.
Not to the Pinkbike viewers.
You got to come out here to New Zealand to come get it.
All right. We have 35 psi in the front and 42 in the rear.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah. Add together 69. That's perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, mate.
You're welcome.
Let you go, and good luck this
Cheers,
weekend.
bro. You too.
Cheers. Well, we found Matt Walker, fellow Kiwi.
How you going?
Pretty good, mate. You've got your large Phoenix 29er.
Yeah, love the thing.
Let's talk us through this bike, though. Way different to the Firebird.
Yeah.
What's the travel front and rear to start?
It is 200 up front and I believe 190 rear.
Yeah.
29er front and rear. I don't know. I've run 29er for the last 5 years now straight.
Yeah.
So it's home. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And have you done anything this morning to the dials at the top, down the bottom, or the pressure in the middle?
Just check them really, because this bike's been sat a while, so I just made sure I was still at where I was thinking it was.
Do you know those numbers off the top of your head that you checked this morning?
I think I ran 110 in the fork and 240 in the rear.
Yep.
PSI. High speed pretty much right the way open on the fork. Low speed is about 9 from closed. 5 from closed on the high speed and 11 on the low speed.
Mate, look at you go.
See?
It's like you just came out with a net. Why do you run the high speed all the way up?
Because For me, I personally use more volume spaces and a harder pressure because I don't really like the fork to dive. What else we got?
And you got the 200mm rotors.
Yeah.
Saints again.
Saints
to
with
slow
the
down that
XTR.
carcass. Why do you run that?
I just like the lever feel.
Okay.
Like the blade is just a bit nicer, like ergonomic for me. And then this is what I run on my enduro bike anyway, so it just kind of crosses over to the same sort of feel.
Yeah, and then while we're up in the cockpit, like the handlebar width, that looks like, what, 780-ish?
Yeah. Normally I try and match them,
Yeah.
but after Scotland I had to cut my enduro bike bars down, so it's weird coming back to wide bars. I wouldn't mind going like 770 on this, just sort of like a middle ground.
Yeah. While we're up there, I noticed that custom
Yeah.
mod. That's pretty good. It's pretty handy.
Yeah, just sort of a matchmaker for the XTR to Saint shifter.
Yeah.
Just tidy up the bars a little bit. Keeps it out the way, because I used to, if I run it there, sometimes you get like a cut thumb if you don't sort of shave down the shifter a wee bit.
And is that just a couple washers from the hub?
Yeah, a couple washers, and I just had to find a bolt that fitted, and she's all good to go.
Wicked.
Yeah, so I've got DHR2 rear, DHF on the front this week. No cushcore or anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty smooth here. There's one rock garden, you get a little bit of ping ping.
Wicked, Matt. I think that's a pretty good coverage. Anything else we need to know about this rig for this week?
Nah, she's kind of straight off the shelf. Anything you can, even those were on the shelf, so yeah.
Everything,
shelf? Yeah, any shelf. You get all your supplies from your local bike shop or Bunnings, and now she's good to go, ready to rip.
Wicked, mate. Well, best of luck for this week. I know you've got a few events on, so
yeah.
You seem busy. We'll let you go.
Sweet, perfect.
Beauty, mate.
Too easy.
Cheers. Here with Vaea Verbeeck and her large Rocky Mountain Maiden.
Yep.
How are you, and how's the machine finding Rotorua?
I'm good, thanks. The machine is always lovely. I love the Maiden. It's a good fun bike. And a Rotorua track, as we know, is super fun. So it's a good combo. The paint job from Fresh Paints is definitely a bit more on brand with me this year. Just has a bit more like ocean vibe. It's kind of sneaky. Like the story is like in me, but like you can see the logo here is like the little like coral and wave. Vaea means king of the ocean, if you didn't know.
Cool.
It's French Polynesian. It's from Tahiti. I was born in Tahiti. So yeah, just wanted to make this bike a little bit more oceany and just, it's just close to my heart. So thanks to Fresh Paints for the sick paint job. And then we have Industry 9 that like participated as well and made the hubs match the dark blue with the matching logo and my name on it. So that was really sweet. We built that for Formation earlier in the year.
This bike is pretty much a do-it-all-everything big bike, because you must have to change a lot from a Formation setup to a top-spec downhill track setup.
It's pretty much just suspension setup that I changed for me. So the Air Fox 40, I just go way harder, slower on the rebound, and then slower, just the rebound really. And then same with the shock, I just go slower rebound when I hit big jumps and whatnot. I definitely, so right now I have a 375 pound in the back on the coil, but I think I had a 450 for Formation. Definitely 450, Definitely harder. You just don't want to like squash and get sand too weird, but you definitely need all the travel anyways. So big bike, big mountain.
You do have a lot of bikes in the fleet.
Yeah.
What do you do to like, what do you do to change between them? Is there something in the cockpit that you keep familiar, or how do you manage that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on my downhill bike and my speed and style bike, I'll have Saint brakes and kind of like Saint drivetrain. So like it'll be 7-speed and then Saint shifter. And then I have my DID bars, which are always kept at the same 25mm rise. And then the length of my bars kind of varies a little bit. Trail bike is a little bit narrower than my downhill bike. But I try to keep it very much feeling the same at home.
Yeah.
Same with the pedals, same with the rubber as well. Like Maxxis tires, I always have combination of DHF and DHR2.
This one's pretty special, and it's an awesome story. I didn't know that, so thanks for sharing, and I'm sure some people will learn a thing or two with fun facts with Vaea.
Fun facts with Vaea.
Sweet, well, thanks very much. We'll see you out on course tomorrow.
Definitely.
Sweet.
Thank you
thanks
so much.
very much.
Cheers, guys.
All right, we've found Sam Blenkinsop and his large Norco range. Blinky, the range is hooking up in the track today. Talk us through, you're on the size large.
Yep.
Not the XL, because you're a tall unit.
Yeah. I tried the XL, but I preferred the large because I don't really get around the full length bike. I like to still be able to play and have a little bit of room in the bike, and so went around the large, and kind of worked for me.
Yeah, where are the chips in this unit?
Top secret.
Ooh, I like that.
No, they're just in the linkage there. So you can normally just flip the link, or we can change this linkage. They can design different ones as well, and then flip the chip to different, obviously brings the back end down, and that changes the ratio as well.
We're talking about, you're on the Assegai at the front with the Cush core. You swapped that round yesterday, had the shorty on.
Yeah, so yesterday was a bit wetter conditions, and I just wanted to try because it looks like we might have rain tomorrow. It's good to have those options, and then yeah, obviously I'm on the Assegai now, 23 in the front and 26 in the rear, and they'll pretty say the same if I run the spikes tomorrow as well. Got the mudguard up here, splicey mudguard, keeping the mud out of the eyes.
Great options.
And we're running the new discs as well. That I felt these have been a massive advantage for us too. Don't burn out them. I like my levers to be quite touchy. So obviously the disc is a bit thicker. I feel like this one.
Yep.
So yeah, it just makes the brake feel a lot more nicer. Yeah. And then just good grips, the Diety grips. Yeah. Because there's no gloves. So.
No gloves, no worries. Well, thanks, mate. I might be asking you for some help out on track tomorrow if we've been sliding around too much.
Nah, okay? You'll be right, man. You got it.
Beauty. All right, thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Well, we found Katy Winton with your small Nukeproof
Giga.
Giga. I see you said mega before. Welcome. You've had one run down the downhill course. How was it?
It was great. Yeah, this little bike holds up real well down big tracks.
Of course it does. So then, you've raced EWS all season on this bike. What have you changed from, say, Tweed Valley, the last race, to the Crankworx Rotorua downhill track in terms of setup?
Yeah, so it's quite interesting actually because Tweed Valley was basically winter. It was cold, and the fork, I had a token in there, and I found that in the cold weather the oil started moving slower because it's thicker, it's cold, and I was just hitting a real hard in the middle of it, and I was just like, yeah, that's not going to work. So I took the token out, started moving exactly the way I want it, but now we're back in the hotter conditions, token's back in, and we'll just have to wait and see as I hopefully find some speed over the next couple of days.
And then what are you doing pressure-wise with that token back in there?
It's actually just around 38.
38 PSI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
quite soft.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. But I'm only wee.
What else have you done to it to make it Katy specific? Like, I can see the fender for starters.
Oh yes, the glorious fender.
Yeah.
That was a Mudhugger came on board this season after seeing the videos, and they were like, we can design you a custom mudguard, and I was like, yes please.
Perfect, Katy. And then you've got the Axis drive chain as well.
Yep, Axis, love it. Mint, crisp shifting. Try and say that quick, by the way. Crisp shifting.
Crisp shifting. That is, yeah, that's their stuff.
No.
Those the wheels, you've got the Zip 3.0 Moto rims there and wheels with the Bluetooth tyre gauge.
Tyre whiz, yeah.
Yeah, tyre whiz there.
Yep.
What's the pressure telling you on the phone at the moment?
So we've got 19 in the front. Oh no, I think I put that to 18 actually and put that down to 19.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's pretty soft up there. These tyres have got quite a tough casing, and I'm quite light, so when I push in, they don't tend to move that much, so I run them pretty low.
Mate, well, sounds like you're fizzed on it. It's awesome to see. I can't wait to see you come down the downhill course, show the big bikes up. Is there anything else we need to know about you or the bike before we let you go?
I'm just here having a good time. I'm not here winning. I'm just here having a great time.
Exactly. Well, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
In Rotorua. So we'll let you go, and best of luck.
Thanks very much.
Beauty. Cheers. Well, we're here with Best Van Steenbergen with your XL Hyper.
Yeah.
So this is the same bike that you've raced at all Crankworxes this year.
Yep.
You're going to batten down the hatches for the weather right now. Beautiful New Zealand spring conditions.
Yeah.
But yeah, same downhill bike that you've raced across all Crankworx this year. Talk us through the setup for Rotorua.
It's fairly similar to what it has been. Like I said, I softened it up a little bit in the dirt here. Like, there's not a lot of rocks here, so tire pressures went down a little bit, and yeah, it's pretty much the same setup.
Okay, similar. Sounds comfortable.
Yeah.
When you say softening it up a bit, is that in the rear and the front compression? What are we talking?
Yeah.
What are the specifics here?
I just took off like 2 clicks of compression, front and back, and then kept the rebound about the same.
Yep.
And then yeah, just like I think I am running 2 less PSI front and rear on this track as well than I kind of usually do.
And what's the total PSI in there?
I got 26 in the front and 28 in the back, which I guess is still fairly high for most people, but I don't know how people ride with like 21 PSI. I can't do it.
I can see some custom Velcro on here, Bess. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep it nice and quiet. I always like Velcro the edges of the cables there so that you can tension them and then put the Velcro on here. So it's just nice and quiet, and yeah.
I can see you got the big wide daddy bars. How wide are they today?
780. So
Cut them down a bit.
yeah, cut them down a little bit. Yeah, I'm not. I guess it's still fairly wide, but I can't run the 800s. It feels
Is that from
cool.
the BMX days taking you back, do
Maybe,
you think?
yeah. I'm not sure where it comes from, but yeah, 780 just feels comfortable to me.
Yeah, wicked. Perfect. Well, all the best for the week ahead.
Thank you.
Awesome seeing you here in New Zealand,
Yeah,
and all the best for that, for the overall title.
yeah. Thank you.
No worries, mate. We'll see you out there.
Yeah, see ya.
We found a quiet corner and we found George Brannigan and his size large Rage Propain. You played a big development in this frame. Take us through the journey and what you've asked for and what you've ended up with here in front of us.
But mainly it was just like, they got the first carbon molds and it was just like putting it through its paces just to find weak points, if any, and just stress it basically and send her off some big gaps, and hopefully it holds together, and it did. So
Yeah, look,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you haven't seen the clip of George in the Queenstown Bike Park,
yeah,
we say coming up a little short on that transfer.
yeah, exactly,
If George can't break this, you can't break this.
exactly. There you
So
go.
then what have you done to the frame then? It's in your hands. You've had a World Cup season on it. What have you done to make it your setup?
Okay, so in terms of what you can do with the frame is basically there's you can run like the 29 wheel or the 27 rear. I run 27 rear, so like people call mullet because it's a 29 front. I've got the chainstay in the short, which is still pretty reasonably long, 445. Long is 460. And then the head tube, I've got the cups in a forward position. I think it's +5 or +6 mil from center. And I think the reach all up is about 471.
Okay, take us up to the cockpit then, your handlebar height and width and things. What makes that George?
So handlebar height is 35 mil, and it's a 35 mil diameter 6-pack Millennium bar. Yeah, and then the width is 770.
770, yeah.
Yeah, and like it's all. Some people go smaller than that. Some people go excessively wide. It's all relative to how tall you are, how long your arms are, how wide your shoulders are, and this just suits me.
What about suspension then? You got the air shock obviously up front.
Coil at the back.
Yeah. How do you balance that out?
I do pretty much know all the numbers off top of my head. So I run 160 PSI in the fork with 2 tokens, 8 on the rebound, high speed compressions 4, so like full open,
Yeah.
and lows in the middle. I think it's at about 12.
You're running the Magic Mary front and back.
It's this. So I run the 2.4 on the front and 2.6 on the rear, slightly fatter on the rear.
Yep.
Don't know. I just feel like it's a bit nicer on the rear, having the slightly fatter one. Rolls over shit a bit better. So
Yeah, for sure.
goes good. Yeah.
And then tire pressure chat, I love it. Do you know what you're running at the moment? It's dry, pretty fast.
Pretty
today.
much run the same pressure everywhere unless it's a real rough, rocky track, and I just run 22, 26.
Yeah, simple.
That's my go-to.
Beauty. Yeah. And then it's just, have you got inserts in there?
I do in the rear.
Yep.
I've actually got the Schwalbe Procore in there.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I got the Code RSCs. I tend to use a bit more rear brake or drag a bit more. And this might sound a little bit like contradicting, but having the smaller wheel on the back, but I have the bigger rotor on the back. So I got a 220 on the rear and a 200 on the front, or 203.
Yep.
With a 29 front wheel. But it just means I feel like then my braking is very even now. I'm not feeling like I'm getting like a sore left hand. That used to always happen on a steep track.
Well, it looks rad, mate. And
Looks good, goes good.
looks good, goes. Look good, feel good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Beauty.
like
Well,
I say.
exactly. Thanks for the time, George.
No worries.
And we'll see you out there tomorrow for race day. Beauty. There you have it. As you can tell, the New Zealand spring weather conditions are playing a little bit of havoc. It's It's race day soon, so make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be taking you through my first downhill race since 2008. Thanks for watching. See you soon.